Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Good Keyboard Friends podcast, episode number 43. For the audio listeners, I know I say this a lot, but you have to tune into the video version of this podcast, at least for the first part, because I have the sexiest man I've ever seen with my two eyes, the greatest, the buffest Asian I've ever seen, the most good-looking guy I've ever seen, and he has an accent to boot, at least for us that are not from Australia. Mr. Yoju, hello.
Hey, g'day. How are you guys going? Got me all blushing and shit in Australia.
Oh, bro. Can I put here a picture of you, Moods, and John from Cafege?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. All right. The audio listeners, I'm putting up a picture of what Yoju sent me. Oh my god, dude. I mean, you had a username that started with Buff, right? It was like Buff Cracky or something?
That's not a good name.
That's not a good name.
No, so I think when I used to talk in Black Simon's Discord a bit, that bot with the Stepsis or the troll bot, it just gave me Buff Yoju because I was talking about chicken breast. It just gave me that, so I just rolled with it. But yeah,
okay.
I think my online name is just Yoju, which actually comes from. Have you watched Mandalorian? Where there was that little fucking cute baby Yoda. There was no name for it, and then you know in The Simpsons how Homer calls Bart Homer Jr., but the kids can call you Hoju.
Yeah,
I just did Yoda Jr., so it's Yoju.
Oh,
and then I just put that as my name. Yeah. So that is the backstory.
Man, well, I first met you, Yoju, because a good friend of yours in real life, Moods, someone who's been on the show, so on the episode, on the podcast, he shouted you out as one of his good keyboard friends. So I thought to myself, Yoju, okay, that sounds familiar. I also saw you talking in the RuneScape section of the Black Simon Discord. I remember the name. And then you reached out to me, and then we got to talking, and as things happen, you know, good keyboard friends starting to become good friends. How in the world did you get this jack, man? We'll talk about keyboards later, but dude, are you a bodybuilder, a power lifter? You just love fitness? What's the story?
Yeah, so I think after high school, I got into the clique of all the, you know, very niche thing of, you know, if I lift, then girls will look at me differently. Maybe that worked initially, but I think after the first 6 months, you're the same size to them. And then, you know, guys started looking at me instead.
Dude!
Which is completely fine, you know. And then, so I've been training for about 8 years now. And I would say I'm a power builder. I don't know. So like I try to lift heavy, but then I just do hypertrophy towards the end, so like more volume. I would say though, I was a lot leaner before I got into a serious relationship with my current wife. You know, had the full 6-pack and shit, but got a nice 2-pack going on right now.
Dude, were you always active growing up, even before you started lifting? No. Okay.
Mate. So I'm like very uncoordinated. So you know when you play handball in primary school or you play basketball, I would always need to like look where my hand is before I hit the ball. So when I was dribbling, I was like looking down like an idiot. And then I was like, okay, fuck it. Well, sport's not my thing. So I think I saw a few Ziz videos. I'm like, oh, that guy's pretty cool. So I just started lifting because you don't need that good of hand-eye coordination. It's just like, you know, execution, I guess, which is just focus. So yeah, that's pretty much why I chose lifting. That's why I chose lifting.
Okay. For those of you that don't know, Ziz was an Australian. He's passed away. He had an amazing aesthetic, man. Oh, dude. Were you into lifting heavy at first, or you just were doing hypertrophy, and then as you got stronger, you started lifting heavier weights? You say you're a power builder, not just a bodybuilder.
So I've never been into like powerlifting per se, but I do like to squat heavy and bench heavy. I don't deadlift. I just do like barbell rows because I've never got the form down, and I think it kind of just like scares me that whole concept of deadlifting. So yeah, I just try to lift heavy, and then I just do like bodybuilding stuff after the compound movements. So
Yeah.
probably actually more so a bodybuilder, but my body fat percentage begs a differ right now.
Hey, I mean, the wife's making good food. You're enjoying life. There's no need to have a six pack. You got the wife, right? You got it.
Yeah,
You got the
yeah,
goal.
exactly. But maybe I'll go through a midlife crisis and get shredded again. Who knows?
Oh man, yeah. And what training split do you do now? Or are you going over any specific plan? Are you just doing it yourself
Um,
from the experience?
I would say I just do push pull legs, and I just listen to how hard my body can push in the day. I go to the gym like 4 days a week.
Yeah.
5 days is like considered a good week. I think just to maintain right now. Yeah.
Okay.
What about
And
you, Hubert? How often do you
oh,
go?
oh, dude, you can't tell because my cheeks are chubby as shit right now.
Hey, me too,
It's
bro.
kind. Oh man, it's funny because I actually get leaner during the winter. So in about a month or two, you'll see the cheeks go away. You'll be able to see my ears again because not like they're hiding.
Mm.
But I used to lift for sports growing up in middle school, high school, and things like that. I hated the sport, but I loved the lifting because I was shit with hand-eye coordination, like you were saying. Um,
Must be an Asian thing, but go on.
dude, Rukia, the keyboard designer, obviously
Mm,
not the Alice. He is also Asian and he's also buff. So
damn.
yeah,
What's going
but
on between keyboards, Asians, and gym? Must be some weird Venn diagram shit like engineers and designers.
yeah. No, man, but I just love lifting. I wasn't really doing a specific sport or doing powerlifting or bodybuilding uh, during school because it just wasn't a thing back then. We would see it in the magazines like Muscle and Strength of a bodybuilder or powerlifter, but it was always for sport. And then after I graduated, I found powerlifting, so I enjoyed powerlifting. I tried to do Olympic weightlifting because it's one thing that a lot of Asians try and do, Olympic weightlifting, somehow. Uh, and then I just got into more cardiovascular type things. So
Mm,
when I got to college many years ago, I started boxing. So um, I think for the most part, most people that are boxers don't carry a lot of muscle because you don't want to get super fatigued because you're gonna get knocked out, right? Um, but after college, it turns out that getting punched in the face and getting headaches from getting punched in the face, not fun, not fun. And I was never super good at it. I just enjoyed the training. So after college, I was kind of screw it. So I'm just lifting just to
mm.
be healthy now. Once the snow goes away, I like to go outside and do walks with my my dog and just hang out, have a good time. But I want to ask you because I know not all of Australia is picturesque and beautiful because there's some scary shit. Like there's a lot of things that can kill you. But is being in Australia where you're at? Is it just super picturesque and you want to do a lot of things outside when you can when it's not fucking like 39 degrees for
Yeah.
Celsius or
That's a good question. So I'm on the east coast of Australia for everyone's reference. We've got nice beaches, we've got really nice national parks, and it's great. You know, you go to the Blue Mountains sometimes, or you just do some bushwalk. Because I live somewhat near the bush, like 20-minute drive, but I'm also a 10-minute drive to the beach, which
okay.
which is pretty interesting. But I'd say, and maybe this is cliche, but it's always better as a tourist, or it's only good if you're able to have the time on a holiday or on the weekend. Because you know, if you're working Monday to Friday, it is pretty hard to find some time to enjoy it and all that. But yeah, in short, it is very picturesque. But to be honest, like I've seen some other photos of other countries online. I would say it's equally as picturesque.
Mm,
So perhaps nothing special, but in terms of having lots of things that can kill you, I think that is true. Like my good friend Masood, he lives about 20-minute drive from me. He has like red belly snakes in his backyard, which are the most venomous snakes in Australia. And there's lots of spiders like redbacks and things. But apparently, if you go to any pharmacy which is open and you tell them, I got bit by a spider or a snake, and you can somewhat ID it, there's like anti venom available in the back.
Yeah.
So, maybe that was an issue 100 years ago when an Aussie would get bitten and they'll just collapse. But I think it's a thing of the past now, mostly, yeah. Unless you're in remote bushland and you can't get it in time. But even then, I barely hear about it.
Okay. So that is a stereotype that is not necessarily true nowadays. If you go to Australia, like you can get fucked. I mean, I guess that's with everything, right? In every single place,
You can
there's
get
some
fucked
danger
anywhere,
stuff.
mate.
Yeah, but tell me, dude, how? Again, we'll get to keyboards later, but what's your background in terms of you don't have to go into specifics, but jobs and things like that, and how did you get into keyboards from that? If there's any sort of correlation.
No, good question. So I'm a tax professional, been working for about 8 years now. So yeah, 8 years now. I'd say how I got into keyboards was, obviously I work on my computer for 8 hours a day. So always typing on my keyboard. So I think there's like that predisposition to be willing to invest in something nice if
Mhm.
I'm going to be, typing on it all day. Um, this is going to sound very cliche, but during COVID, that damn Taya types guy, he was showcasing the bloody GMMK Pro, the one, the bloody 75 of the RGB, and then sick. I'll order it, and then my first impressions was the goat stabilizers. They were like literally so sticky, like slow press and everything. But I persevered and I kept going through the hobby, which was pretty hard during COVID. I think it was pretty hard to get a group buy unit or get any switches in stock. So I'd say I bought lots of like lower end boards at the time. So GMMK Pro, and then shortly after it was a Freebird 60, that tray mount 60%.
Yep.
Uh, and then I was about to get a Freebird TKL in olive green, but thank God I didn't because I saw how that green turned out. Uh, and then what? QK65 round one. What else? I think that was about it. And then I fucked
Yeah.
all those boards off, and then I started buying a proper one. So, oh yeah, the Target 80 Lite. That was pretty good for what it was.
Yeah.
I ended up gifting that to a friend with DCX keycaps, and he was stoked, super
Mm.
stoked, and he still loves it. I actually cleaned it for him the other week, and there was all these fucking breadcrumbs in there. I'm like, what are you doing? Like legit fingernails and shit. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd say now like most of my boards are TKLs.
Yeah. Man, so you were lucky your Freebird 60 was not olive green then.
No, it was just Eco White. Eco White.
Oh, bro. I got the olive green Freebird 60, and man, that was I got rid of it very quickly because I couldn't find. I put a Kinetic Labs corn, like PBT corn or something,
Mm-hmm.
but it was tough, dude. And then it didn't, obviously it didn't sound good because I'm not saying that you can't make tray mounts sound good, but I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Mm.
So I gave it away. But it's interesting to hear how many of us, because I did the same thing, start off on the cheaper side of things. Because if you're like
We're
me,
Asian, right?
yeah, dude, you can't just blow your wad on the most expensive thing when you're getting into a hobby. That's not,
No.
you know, you gotta. First of all, it's smart to figure out if you like it or not, because if not, then that's like thousands of dollars down the drain. But um,
You kind of
do
learn
you?
to appreciate like each board as you kind
Yeah,
of go through the price tiers, and then you also learn how to build a board and get the configs you like. I think for reference, I won't name Shane, but there's a guy in America whose second custom keyboard, just guess what it was. It was crazy.
Key cult?
No, it was. I mean, good guess, but I won't keep you guessing. It was a one of one, rat corn, so like a unicorn rat.
Yeah.
Corn, I don't know, but like it was a carbon fiber back, and then
Oh
the
no.
back plate was like a unicorn or a rat. Some I don't know. It was like a special land commission, 10K USD
No, get the
for
fuck
his
out.
second board. Yeah. And then of course it was a software engineer who did that. But then like 2 months later, he literally said, "I regret getting this. I don't like it anymore. No one wants to buy it." I'm like, no fucking shit. It's 10 grand keyboard. And like, cause I'm in Australia, that's like what? 13, 14,000. So it's even more for us. Yeah.
Oh my god. I've never okay. I know obviously disposable income. There's people that buy very expensive boards. 10 grand, it's unfathomable to me for their second board.
That's how
Oh
much some
yeah.
people spend on their entire hobby, like for
Yeah.
over a certain year, like over 3 or 4 years. That's whatever. But yeah, some people go fucking hard as hell.
Mm. Well, this leads me to my question that I wanted to ask you. Do you always try and tell people to start out small, figure things out, and then eventually you get to appreciate the more expensive things? Is that what you try and give advice-wise?
Yeah, well, 100%, and especially now, right? There's so many good budget boards. The other week, even I was debating getting a plus 84 by Nux Ross.
Yeah,
I don't know how
yeah.
to say it, Nux Ross, but yeah, it's like what I'm speaking in AUD, so do some conversion, but it was like 340 AUD for like nice machined stainless steel back weight, anode on top, and like 4 kilos. That's gigantic. So
Yeah.
I was actually considering selling my F1 and then I'll just like park the difference and then get an 84. But then I was like, nah, I'll just stick with the F1. The typing experience is very nice, but that V2 anode was pretty bad.
Oh, man.
It's
Wait,
the
the
it's the thin Korean anode because they had some chemical ban
Yeah.
because of environmental reasons, which is good, but also bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But yes,
Can
long story short, start small and then you just know what you like. Don't be that guy who gets like a Kohaku or a unicorn as their first or second board.
Yeah, it's man. Again, these are just our opinions. If you do that and you're happy, fuck, that's fine. Whatever,
Yeah.
do whatever you want. But it's like going it's like getting really shitty running shoes or just like normal running shoes and figuring out whether you like running or not before you splurge like $200, $300. And then skill plays a lot into it, right? If you don't know how to mod a keyboard and you fuck up an expensive one, you don't know how to solder, you try and solder for the first time, you fuck up your $300 keyboard.
Yeah.
It's tough.
You screw too tight, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even with stabilizers, right? Like I
Yeah.
went to a meetup a few weeks back and I thought, oh yeah, I'll just buy cherry stabilizers because I thought I'm a seasoned keyboard professional enough. And then I went to the meetup. I'm like, yeah, check out this board. They're like, oh yeah, sick. Fucking diamond polished browns. They're very nice. But they're like, what the fuck are your stabilizers? I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean, cunt? And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck, it's ticking.
Oh
Because I don't
no.
know, cherry stabs. I have a severe skill issue with them, so I end up being humbled, which I think is always good. That's how you learn in a safe space.
Yeah.
And then fuck it. Now I just use night stabs because they're perfect out of the box. It's only $10 more, so like,
Fuck it.
why
Might as
even
well.
bother
Yeah.
spending 40 minutes extra time to tune them? And then if you screw it up, you got to desolder the whole board.
Yeah.
God knows how long that takes without a gun.
Fuck, dude. Did you learn without a gun? Well, like without borrowing a desoldering gun in terms of desoldering? You learned
Yeah,
with
I
the
I just use a pump, the Engineer SS02, but that's pretty crap. I think I bought some Hacko Spawn, like the Hacko desoldering pump, not
yeah,
the gun, the pump. Yeah.
yeah,
So I am very keen to desolder my F1 using that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I we'll get to the meetup and the K3 later, but can you tell me, because I joined the community. I bought my first mechanical keyboard in 2017, but I never joined the community until after COVID. Can you talk to me about the difficulties of buying things during COVID? Like you talked about, it was hard getting stuff? Or was that only in
Yeah.
Australia or
No, I think it was everywhere. So I'm just trying to think how it was hard.
yeah. Did they run out of plastic or something? Or like they used a weird plastic and some of the GMK keycaps got fucked up, like, bleached or something?
No, I never heard about that.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. Maybe everything was just sold out, or maybe my budget for like a board was too. No. I take that back. Everything was sold out. Like it used to be Geon Works, Glare, and F1, like first come first serve drops, and then you're like be keen all week to get one, and then it's fucking gone because of bots or
Yeah.
Koreans faster than you. um, Switches would sell out like crazy. Like looking back, you had all these shitty long poles, and they would fly off the shelves. Like what was really popular? Those yellow Epsilon switches.
Yeah.
Epsilon. They're pretty mid, but man, they sold out. I think everything was sold out on Switch keys and Daily Clack back when I used to go through those vendors mostly. Yeah.
Okay. Because the reason I asked that is because Warhopper, who's been on the episode podcast a couple of times, he's from Texas, and he had a similar story about how he actually got into 40% keyboards during COVID because nobody nobody was buying 40% because everything else was sold out.
I was
So
just listening to that episode, the one you released today. Yeah, I was
yeah,
listening to that, and I literally got up to the part where he's now a full size lad, but he used to be into 40%. Was that
man.
was that out of necessity to just get something in hand? Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Can you imagine using a 40? Do you think you could if you had to?
No, I'd probably rather use a office membrane keyboard than a 40%.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
I think even at 60% is too slow for me. If I don't
yeah.
have dedicated arrow keys, it's like a no for me. Yeah.
Right.
I do like the look of our wing keyless 60%. So clean, so symmetrical. But yeah, I I need dedicated arrow keys. Or maybe I'm small brain. I'm not sure.
Oh, no, no, no. Same, because I like to do the right shift, alt control Windows. I like to make them the arrow keys on 60s. And if it's a Win keyless, I can't do that. Um, and I do have an HHKB, but I don't use it to whenever I need arrow keys or anything like that. So I understand.
Wait, why
So,
not on our wing keyless? What key? Sorry, what key is your Windows key on our TKL
Win keyless TKL or TKL in general?
wing keyless?
So it's actually the left alt. So I do left control, left
Yep.
window, and then right alt.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's exactly the same as me. Yeah.
Yep, yep. Dude, speaking of TKLs though, this guy is so awesome. I know it's a great board, but this guy is gonna get one of these pretty soon.
Very keen.
I I actually don't know
K3?
what the what the actual group buy units will be like, because this is the sort of sussy proto
Yeah.
private run one. But man, why did you want the K3? Was it the aesthetics? Are you an aesthetics guy? Was it
Yeah,
using
no.
plateless?
So when I started seeing James on the podcast, I'm like, this cunt's all right, he's pretty cool. And by the way, when I
Yeah.
say cunt, I mean it in the most endearing way possible. Seems like a good lad, want to support his projects. And then I was thinking back how I used to have a Burgundy W1. who I bought from John at Cafege. Good board. Could never get used to the XT column. So I think that's why I sold it off eventually. But no, good board. Built it plateless, MX purples, and Gatoron low oranges. Like
Ooh.
super sick build.
Yeah.
Fuck the Gat oranges. There was like Gatoron gun in them, so it was a bit like
Oh,
not sticky, but I bought extra. Like you buy 10 extra or 15 extra, and then you do the difference. It was all right, but I still think it's overlubed.
yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, that's typical Gatoron experience. So I had that, and then, but then at the same time, I also thought about how bad the duality was.
Yes. Yes.
So not sure if I hate the designer because of how the group buy was run, and I'm pretty sure he's still got units left over that he needs to fulfill. But for another group
Mhm.
buy called Eminence, that was pricey. I think that was like almost 2K USD. Anyways, enough about that. So not a fan of the designer. That plateless with tadpoles was like super bouncy to the point it was like fatiguing because it was like literally bouncing and I'm trying to like stabilize my hands. I was like, fuck it. I trust in James and Pink's cute, so I'll grab it. Plus, it's DDS and the pricing was pretty good for in stock. It was 380 USD in stock with a PCB included. So I'm not sure what more you want, right?
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm very keen for that. I will be pairing it with DCS Pink Alert as well from James. So
Let's
it'll
go.
be like an all James board. I was about to say James Bond, but James board.
Man, I thank you so much. You and everybody else that supports people just not only because you think that they're cool people, but because you like their shit. Because um, as you said, there are a lot of boards that are being sold just to be as cheap as they can. And when boards that are a little more pricier like this come out and they have a good story, we want them to succeed, right? We don't want not to hit MOQ and stuff. So thank you, dude.
Honestly, I think like James's keyboard was for what it is, like small run, not many units sold, like very cheap actually. Because
Yeah.
you look at DDS pricing or yeah, that stuff can run up to like 600-700 USD very
Mhm.
fast for much larger runs too, like 20-30 units.
I agree, dude. I agree. And can you tell the listeners how you managed to snag an extra? Was it because you've been through the Geon Works trying to buy one before it comes out? How did you snag one of the 5 or one of the 4?
So there were 3 pink units and 2 silver. Nothing really. I just woke up at 2:45 a.m. my time, which is fucking
What a legend!
brutal. And
Yeah.
then yeah, I just hopped on, bought it. I might have been like the second or third person to check out. So, I just typed as fast as I could. Yeah. But I think it helped that James is like a small designer. So maybe people don't know his work as well. So maybe that was like, reduced demand, which I'm thankful for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you went back to sleep right after, right?
I think I did. Pretty sure. Pretty sure.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Hey, man, you woke up, yeah, you woke up on a win when you actually woke up.
Actually,
You're like,
no,
oh,
I did go back to bed because when I went back, I was like fucking 100-kilo body, boom, 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 on the body floorboards, and then my wife is waking up, and then she's like, "Did you get it?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and then she's like, "Nice." So it's nice to have a supportive wife. Yeah.
how is it having someone who I assume is not as into keyboards as you? She supports your hobby, or is she
Yeah,
into keyboard?
she supports it. She's not into keyboards, but I've trained her to actually like feel and hear the difference between like cherry blacks and cherry browns or cherry purples. So she knows if a switch is like tactile linear. She also can hear the difference between black and the brown. So, or maybe I just said that already. I'm not sure, but it's kind of impressive how they can attune their ears. And yeah, she's very supportive. Like when I thought the postman misdelivered my DCS 9009 set, I searched a few houses down my road, but she also took like half an hour to go up and down the road and have a suss of, oh, is it there? Is it there? But, things always work out in the end.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that it got delivered, that the person delivered it to you. But it's so awesome, dude. It's so awesome to have a supporting spouse, wife, husband, whatever, boyfriend, girlfriend. Just makes things easier. Does she tease you at all about being super nerdy, like in a fun way, or
Nerd. No? That's what she says. But it's actually really adorable because like today, when I was dropping her off at the shops, she was like, "Oh, can I sit next to you on the podcast and just listen in? I won't talk." But then I was like, "Oh, I need both headphones." And she's like, "Oh, it's okay." But dude, do you want to say hi to Miss Yoju? I can bring her.
Yeah.
Say.
Yes.
Give me a sec.
Okay.
Was that hi?
Holy fuck! For the audio listeners, we just saw Yoju stand up, and he's as wide as a door frame. Jesus Christ, this dude is fucking jacked. Man, why couldn't I be the jacked Asian? And this is me talking to myself while Yoju's getting his wife. Oh, look at those pecs. Look at those arms, man. Hello! Oh my god!
Hello.
I love your shirt. I love your shirt.
You can ask Miss Yoju one question, Hubert.
I love your shirt. How much of a nerd is Yoju?
On a scale of 1 to nerd for sure.
He was, hey, thank you so much for being such a supportive wife. He was telling me how you helped him try and figure out where his keycaps went. You spent like 30 minutes going up and down the street. Oh,
yeah,
thank you,
I
man.
did. And
That's
I was
awesome.
like trying to like look over the fence of some people's homes. And I was like, oh, this is going to be a bit weird.
They probably thought you were a crackhead or something.
Oh, it's nothing there. I'll just move on now.
Yeah. Okay, how is it? This is my question, and the audience, the viewers and listeners want to know as well. How is it supporting someone that you may not enjoy in terms of hobby, but it's super important to them? Do you try and be the voice of reason if they ask, "Honey, should I buy this keyboard like $300, $400?" Do you try and be super supportive? What's it like?
He can buy what he wants. He earns money. If that's what he wants to spend his money on, then that's so fine. And I always say, like, you earn all this money, but you're not going to spend it. Like, that's a bit silly because, one day when we're no longer here, you're not going to take the money with you, or at least that's what I believe.
Yeah.
So spend it now. You earned it. So go buy what you want to buy and enjoy what you want to enjoy.
I don't know if he can hear me. Yoju, you have the best wife ever. Oh, and who's that? You kidding?
He's asking who's that.
It's Cleo. She's very feisty.
Oh, Cleo. And who's the other one?
Off she goes.
The other one, where did he go? The other one's Monty.
He's downstairs chilling in the haircut.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Can she stay, Yoju? Or is there a way for her to listen? Or not?
Wait, hold on. I'll give it back to him.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thanks for...
He asked a question. Maybe you know how to answer that.
So, yeah. Yo, what's the question?
So there's no way for her to stay? Or, I mean, like, she can't hear, right? Because there's only one
Oh, she can stay if you want. Yeah, I'm easy.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck, man. She is so awesome. She was, obviously you heard her, because I asked her, how is it having someone who loves a hobby that you may not be into? Do you try and be the voice of reason if he asks, hey, do you want to buy a $300, $400 keyboard? And she's like, it's his money. If you have all this money and you're not spending it, why not? If it makes you happy. That's fucking awesome, man. Again, you don't have to go super in depth or super specific, but how did you meet her? Was it through keyboards?
Man. No, it was through Tinder. So, yeah. We just clicked very well, and then we're like, okay, we'll see where this goes.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
dude, she's
here I am. What 7 years later? Yeah.
She's awesome. She's awesome. And Cleo and Monty, you've sent me pictures. For the audience that doesn't know, obviously, Yoju sometimes sends me DMs of his cats. And how old are they?
They're almost 2 years old, actually. Yeah, I adopted that from my previous manager at my job. And then like I went over to his place, and then when they were foster kittens, they were like tiny, like maybe like the
Yeah.
black one, Cleo. She was like a bit bigger than my hand. And the first thing she does is just fucking jump on my shoulder and just glide it. So then I'm like, okay, that's a pretty cool cat. And then when it was time to give up the cats back to the animal shelter so they could be properly adopted, we just bought this place. So we're like, okay, screw it. We'll just get 2 cats in straight away.
That's awesome. Thank you for doing that, by the way. Going to, adopting instead of like spending $300-$400 on a kitten, stuff like that, giving them a home.
Yeah.
And are they are they keyboard enjoyers as well? Do you get their hair in the keyboard sometimes?
They love to kind of prance all over my computer desk.
Yeah.
Or if they're in my lap during winter and I rub them really hard, their hair goes everywhere. Or even in summer, they love their belly rub. So I'll get my hair all over my keyboard, but it's all right. I have like this right there. It's like a AliExpress air blower. You just fucking blow the shit off your keyboard
Yeah.
and your desk. Yeah.
Do you think if we have enough hair in a keyboard, that'll alter the sound signature of a keyboard? Put enough hair in there, right? Cat
I think
hair.
so. It would be like polyfill, right?
Dude, that's what we had to do for the Freebird 60.
Yes. Oh my god, I remember. And then the bloody vendor I was buying from, like they were charging, I don't know, $7 a bag for polyfill.
Whoa.
And like, looking back, $7 Australian reduced, so like what, $4 or $5? But then I'm just thinking, that shit's cheap. Like you can buy like a 1 kilo bag for like nothing. Oh man, yeah. But polyfill for GMMK, Freebird 60. And then I think after that, it was fine. It was just like QK had the foam mods to really beef up the sound. Yeah. And then came the foam hate.
Yeah. Okay. Give me your take. Give me your take on it. Pro foam, don't like foam. Everybody's preference. What do you think?
I mean, I think it's everyone's preference at the end of the day, right? But objectively speaking, if you're buying a high-end board and you're just putting, all these mods in it, then it kind of defeats the purpose of buying a high-end board because you want the characters to kind of shine through. So if it's resonant, you want it to be even resonant. It's the mod I'm kind of conflicted about is like force break. So I know some high-end boards need force break, like for example the cloud line. Yeah. But at the same time, like maybe it was intentionally meant to be resonant. So each to their own. But I think force breaking is probably acceptable because it does like reduce that metallic or metal contact. So yeah.
Oh man.
But foam, at this stage in the hobby, no.
Based. I want to say something real quick. When I first started, I tried to force break a one-piece case because I didn't know what the fuck like force break was. So I just put tape. On the bottom of the case. Like this is a one-piece case. What are you gonna? What is it doing?
Like a bloody racing stripe or something.
Yeah.
It took me a second. I was like, what's so bad about that? But then no. That's terrible. What board was that if it's one piece?
It was a Bakaneko because it was super resonant. And I was like, oh, I heard force break helps with resonance. And I didn't know what the fuck force break was, except for like painter's tape or something. So I'm like, okay, so I put the tape like in the four corners of the keyboard. And obviously it didn't do shit, dude. So
did you ever do painter's tape mod under the PCB?
I did. I did. Oh man.
I don't think it did
What?
anything.
I think it made it. I felt like it made it louder. Well,
I did painter's tape over flex cuts. Like
yes,
the QK65 had a terrible amount of flex cuts. And I did notice a difference once I taped those up. But no, besides that, it was all right. Or not all right, but I didn't see a difference.
right.
Or maybe I wasn't
That
putting 20 layers of tape. So I'm not sure, man.
bro, that brings up a good point though. Just a quick backtrack. The funny things we did in terms of mods to make the cheap keyboards sound better, it really got you to appreciate the more expensive boards that didn't need that shit, right? Going
Yeah,
through those
because
weird.
sorry to cut you off, but yeah, it's like all sorted, right?
Yeah.
Like I mean, if it's a good designer, not the duality, but if it's a good board by a good designer, that they would have thought about these things, and maybe it needs to be force broken. That's about it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it makes you appreciate, like, okay, fuck, paying this much more gets you a better anno or better coat, gets you a better sound from the design, typing feel. It makes you appreciate it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Yoju, how this is a two-part question. What designers do you enjoy in terms of their designs, and are they in Australia? I know John. John's fucking awesome in terms of designing, but yeah, what designs do you like, and are there any specific local to Australia besides him and um Gok, of course, yeah.
Who's Gok?
He made
The
the lily.
7B?
Yes, that too.
Okay, that guy.
Or he's New
Yeah,
Zealand. I'm sorry, he's New Zealand. I'm sorry.
same. Similar enough. Um, I think that the designs I like would be either like classic inspired. So, right in front of me, I have the Spider TKL, like
Ooh.
great board. But you can tell like it's pretty Corsair inspired. And then there's other boards like I know Rukia 1098, things like that, where it's like an OTD, not clone, but inspiration. Um, I enjoy boards like that where it's like very classic. I also like Korean boards that were really thin bezels, really comfortable typing experience. But no, to be honest, not many Australian designers I like, but I did type on John's Harangi 60. Like
Ooh.
it is a nice board. If it was a 65, I'd buy it. But if it's a 60, no thanks.
Yeah.
And I did get to try his cherry G.
Oh.
I need to pull it up.
Okay. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's like a cherry G80 full size, inspired board. So he had the proto there. Was pretty good,
Fuck. Okay.
but he's gonna make more revisions to it next year.
Oh.
So keen to see how that plays out. But it is on the lighter side for a full size, which I realized it was about just guessing, like a bit under 2 kilos built for a full size.
Yeah.
So definitely on the lighter
Ooh.
side, but it was a nice board, yeah. Very vintage looking.
Dude.
And of course, I do like vintage boards as well.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan, but I do appreciate it. So like the OGR2 is coming. I'm keen for that. Yeah.
Fuck, dude. Do people know besides those local or those that know John that he's gonna have a full size coming out? Because I had no idea.
I don't think he's really gone public with it yet because he's like running his own cafe right now. I think like his keyboard business is more like not as much of a main focus anymore.
Yeah.
I think just given how the hobby has not run its course, but has like gone down to its pre-COVID levels. So, but no, he's still keen to like design and release some boards. I think it should be sometime next year. He'll be
Okay.
releasing the full size one.
Man, I have two more keyboard questions, and then we can get into RuneScape and other
Hell
cool
yeah.
shit. So you brought up a good point. I know that one of the problems during COVID was all the projects got pushed, and then there's so many extras of a board, and some vendors went under, you know, and that not every project needs to meet MOQ or to get enough interest. But what do you feel about the hobby now in terms of, maybe it's a super cool design and it may not hit MOQ, even though it's super cool, and the boards that are super cheap or made from China are the ones that are selling. Do you feel bad? Do you feel like it is what it is? What are your thoughts overall?
I think it's probably a good thing, right? Like having the having the consolidation of any hobby into actual projects that deliver either good value or deliver something interesting. So I'm sure like lots of keyboards back during COVID wouldn't make it to MOQ today, but people were just buying it because of a scarcity mentality, right? So no, I think it's great that there's all these like budget keyboards now. And I think for reference, like I'll consider budget the plus 84, Neo, things like that. Like you can get bloody bangers for cheap. But then at the same time, you get, really good things by people like James or James, White James and Asian James.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. And like, you get good products that I think are still quite affordable just for what it is. Because like even then at those price points, I would consider those like higher tier boards, but there's like many more boards more expensive as I'm sure we all know.
Yeah.
And then you get the bangers at the end. Things like Rukia Works. Yeah. DN Works if that's your thing, but I know that's not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think overall it's good because you're just seeing market consolidation into key players who are willing to kind of invest or have good project management to keep their vendor business going along. Like Canon Keys is pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it brings us to what you talked about, meetups in general. How was it trying to set up a meetup, and how was the meetup itself?
No, good question. I think setting it up wasn't too bad. It was me and Moods just saying, "Oh yeah, fuck it, let's get a meetup in Sydney. Might as well." And then I think initially we asked like another vendor, but then they were saying, "Oh, it costs like $400 for security or for their landlord to let them use that space for a keyboard meetup." And then we're thinking, "Oh, we could pay that, but at the same time, it's $400, so no thanks." And then messaged good old lad John, and then he's like, "Yeah, we'll do a meetup at his warehouse, no problem." So
Fuck yeah.
we just did it. I think John did most of the heavy lifting, like I don't know, organizing tables, some free food, coffee, drinks, things like that. And then I think me and Moods just helped with, I don't know, getting the word out, like advertising. Which to be honest, like it's kind of just shit posting on Discord, so it wasn't too hard. So no, big props and shout to John from Cafege G for helping, set that up. It was a good time. And I know that guy's really busy with his other business, so yeah, good lad.
Fuck yeah, dude. And how was it? How many people showed up? I know Moods gave away a lot of cool things.
Yeah, so I think the turnout was actually a bit smaller than expected. I think we were expecting like 40 people, but maybe like 30, 35 came, which is fine. Like I personally think smaller meetups are better. They're like more intimate because you can really like touch theirs and they touch yours, and you get yes, yeah, exactly. But no, it was good. Moods gave away lots of Jono stuff. So I think in the episode where Moods was on, Jono gave him like a bloody penguin box or whatever, like a giant box, probably like as big as my bookshelf. Half my bookshelf, so just 2 squares worth. Like it was just full of stuff. So GMK Regal sets, PBT sets, CRP, switches, stabs, a lot of goodies. And then we just raffled it away.
Yeah, man. Jono is a fucking awesome dude. Is he? He doesn't live close to Sydney, right? I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm American. I'm stupid. I don't know the distances in Australia.
I think he's in Queensland,
Okay.
but yeah, no, he didn't go to the meetup. But no, I don't think he's in Sydney. No.
All right. Right. Thank you, Jono. Oh, you're fucking amazing. And
Yeah.
then I know you had to go do something else, but did you have an after party plan, or like, hey, after this we're gonna go out, or Mood's just gonna go out with some people?
So it was like really hot. It was 42 degrees that day.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah. So the most we did was we just got like frangos, which is Portuguese burger and chips, and like fucking a nice cold drink, and then we just did that, and then we parted ways. It was too hot to keep hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But the last time, yeah, we went to like a pub with Mids like a few years ago, and that was really fun.
Oh,
But
man.
in retrospect, having alcohol and beers near keyboards might not be the best
Dude,
best idea.
I've only been to 3 meetups total in my entire life, but
Me
they
too.
were all at they were all at breweries, and I in the back of my mind I'm like, is this a good idea? But nobody spilled anything on their keyboards. But at the same time, I'm thinking this seems dangerous a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's because I'm risk adverse, but at the back of my head, it's like, what if?
Yeah, yeah.
But
Oh.
yeah, it doesn't happen. I think because people don't really get shit faced at a keyboard meetup, so everyone's pretty good.
Yeah. Hey man, question for you. Are you risk averse because you got scammed in RuneScape as a kid and you learned your lesson?
You know, like maybe you should be a therapist, but you could be smack on right. He wanted to trim my rune armor. I was like, yeah, bet, bro. At Varrock's Anvils.
Oh no! Yeah.
And then I give it to him.
Yeah.
And then he just logs out. I'm like, okay, she's doing something. I wait here for 10 minutes. I'm like, he's not coming back. And then I think I was in year 4 at the time. I just fucking cried.
Yeah.
So bad. Because I had to like make so many steel bars for that full rune. But no, it's good memories. Like, you get scammed when you're young, and then you don't get scammed when it matters. It's character building,
Bro. Honestly though, did it help with your typing as well?
Yeah. So
Yep.
I realized like a year ago, I type really weird. I barely use my pinkies. I just mostly use my index fingers
Okay.
and thumbs for spacebar. So you're like, what the fuck right now? But I think that's just from like typing selling lobbies 200 GP like back to back. But somehow I still have like 120 words per minute, so I'm fine. With 4-finger typing, yeah. It's fucking weird.
Ladies and gentlemen, Yoju is not the first person who has said that RuneScape helped in terms of just life in general. It's so true though. You learn about scams. You learn about grinding, working hard, right, persevering, leveling the skills. You learn about danger. In the wild, PKing. You can't buy a GF for 20K, or maybe you can. Maybe in some places. Maybe in some places.
It depends which country.
You, like me and like many other people that have been on this podcast or in the audience, we still play RuneScape as adults. Why do you still play RuneScape? And did you take a break between childhood to adulthood, RuneScape-wise?
Yeah, so I quit after EOC came out, as we all do. But I was historically also a free-to-play player, just like you. Not the money per se, but I think just asking your parents for money and then them being Asian, like, fuck you. No.
True.
To teach you the value of money. So it's good. And then I started playing year 12, maybe university when 07 came out. And I could, just buy like a RuneScape gift card from like I don't know. What do they have in America? Is it EB Games or Games? Is it EB Games in America?
It sounds very familiar, but they have there were gift like RuneScape cards in like Target or Walmart as well.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'll just buy it there. And then I played 07 for like from release pretty much until like every year I'd play. But I was like pretty casual until COVID. I think during COVID, like that was insane how much RuneScape I played. But it was fantastic. would not take away that timeline if I could. And then I maxed, got my Infernal, got my Quiver, and
Holy
then
fuck!
I have like 32 pets as well, so it's like kind of insane. Yeah. So maybe like since a year and a half, I haven't played my main that much, and then I tried to get into an Iron Man, and I got him to like I don't know 1.7k total, where you just before you go into the Bofa grind for like that bow, I was like, nah, not really feeling it. So I just stopped. And then sailing came out. I think we were talking about this like a few weeks ago. Just gonna be fucked, eh? Like I got up to like 45 sailing and
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, nah, fuck it. I'll just pick up RuneScape whenever I feel like playing again. But for now, maybe not. But no, I think RuneScape's a great game. It's one of the few games where your progress remains relevant. Kind of just teaches you the value of persistence, right? So I think it's really good in that respect because if you play WoW, I think every season your gear's like obsolete. Whatever you gained, the next dungeon or raid or whatever will be better. But no, big fan of RuneScape, and I like how you can also kind of choose the pace you play at. So you can be like a ultra sweaty shit in your pants. Don't miss a tick, Tobber, or you can be like Black Simon and just skill all day and just click on the side. So it's good.
Yeah. Dude. Okay, so for those that aren't RuneScape players, you may not understand, but I had no idea that I was talking to a literal RuneScape god. To get an Infernal Cape and to get a
Addict.
Quiver? How many times? How long did it take you to learn how to do the Inferno? And how did that run? How did that run go?
Yeah, it
when
was
you got it?
39 attempts
Okay.
in total. Which is I think all right actually, but it was good but frustrating. I did triple Jad's first attempt. I think it's pretty easy. But Zuck was quite difficult. Yeah, but no, it was good. Like I think getting Infernal Cape was the best feeling ever in gaming, like ever. Like those 10 minutes afterward, like fucking insane. It was
Bro.
like better than maxing. When I maxed, I was like, yeah, sick. I've maxed. But then when
Yeah.
I got Inferno, I was like, holy shit, I did it.
I will try and explain for those that aren't RuneScape players. So we had Farhan on, and he was talking about how there's this boss, a PvE boss, where you would go through all these waves. It would take maybe 2 hours, and you get to the end of the challenge, and you fight this boss. If you lose, you have to restart from the beginning. You don't save any progress. So that's intimidating, right? It's called Jad. The boss is named Jad. It can one-shot you if you're not careful. The Inferno is like that on steroids. You fight 3 Jads, you fight a boss that's harder than a Jad, and this fucking dude not only got to triple Jad's first try, but he got it in under 50 tries. Are you just super good at PvM? Is that what you like about RuneScape? Because oh my god, dude.
Yeah, I'd say I'm good, but there's many people like much better than me. Much better.
I think
But
you're I think you're like Wooks.
No. I think Works is like a different level. Look, like to not tuck my own horn or toot my own horn, I'm probably top 5% like PvM experience, but maybe it's when I'm comparing people in my like the clans I hang out in or whatever, which are like PvM focused. Like I think comparing to them, like of the top 5%, I'm at the bottom, but there's like real like bloody good people. As in, my PB for the Inferno recently was like 59 minutes. But then someone in my clan got 42 minutes. Like,
Oh.
so, and then the world record now is like 37 minutes or 38. Like they take scythes into Inferno so they can, like, I don't know, hit the ranger, and they do all sorts of like crazy tech. Yeah, so off the top 5%, I am a little tadpole in the pond.
Yoju is very, very humble because that is ridiculous. Off after this podcast, I'm gonna send you a DCS set, and you can do my Infernal for me. I'll send you a couple DCS sets, like 5. You get my cape? I'm just joking. We're not real trading.
They'll go to the fucking wrong address again. Oh yeah, did I tell you as well? So I've never had DCS before. So the first DCS set I bought was from my friend in Melbourne. It was Baja Nights.
Ooh.
Let me show you actually.
Okay. Are you setting up again? Oh no, he's not. Oh, he can't hear me, but he'll hear me in this final edit. Dude, this guy's fucking jacked, man.
Do you see anything wrong?
What? Two piece.
Yeah, 2 Ps.
Oh no!
So the first set I get is like that, but it's all
Yeah.
right. I contacted the group buy runner and he's gonna fix it out, sort it out, so that's fine. And then literally the next day, my DCS 9009, that Subi from Australia sent me, that was sent to the wrong address. So I was like, I'm literally 0 out of 2 for DCS. Like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah.
Man.
But things work out in the end.
Yeah. Are you a DCS fan? I forgot to ask you about keycaps. Are you?
No, so my previous preference was, I thought Keykobo and GMK was exactly the same. And I still agree, except for the texture and the spacebar. I think GMK spacebar is noticeably better.
Yeah.
So I've been selling off my Keykobo sets and getting more into GMK. But then I've been typing, or at meets, I've been trying DCS, and it feels really nice. And apparently they go really well with like MX Browns and tactiles, which are my favorite switch right now. Like light to medium tactiles, I bloody love. I actually have like some Vint clears I bought as well. So those will be spicy. But yeah, I'm planning to use DCS for all my tactile builds because it just feels nice.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's funny because when I first met Moods like 3 years ago, and he showed me his F2 with DCS 9009. I was typing on it. And I was like, what the fuck is this shit? And then 3 years later, I'm like, nah, this is the shit. So kind of like that meme where you got the mouth breathers and the Jedi over here, and then like everyone, which is where I used to be, maybe I still am, and then you're saying fucking cherry shit. And then you got the mouth breathers and the true OGs knowing cherry is good.
Yeah. Fuck, man. That's awesome. So based. We share so many of the same preferences, which is awesome.
Hell yeah.
I have it can be deep. It's kind of introspective, or it's a thought provoking question. So you're a tax professional, like you said. You're also Asian, and for those that don't know, that means you brought Asian parents are you're very stingy. We used to joke about how my mom like taught me how to use both sides of the toilet paper when you're wiping. Like that little stingy. You know what I mean? Yeah, I didn't do it. I didn't have to.
Maybe not. That is next level.
Man. Yeah. But my question for you, especially now, this is the 13th, 14th of December, around the holidays. We see a lot of sales, we see a lot of marketing, we see a lot of maybe some FOMO even, companies trying to sell their shit.
Mm,
And I think a lot of people can get in, um, a habit of, buying a lot of things and maybe even going into debt for things. I'm sure you've seen some really crazy scenarios, doing taxes and shit, but do you have any advice for people that may struggle with the purchasing part of the hobby or, like tips and tricks,
mm.
how not to get hooked by marketing and try and have, like, financially healthy,
Habits?
relationships with keyboards? Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a bloody fantastic question. So I think being raised frugal has definitely helped. Because I think outside of keyboards and perhaps like a $20 a week gym membership, I don't really have many expenses. Like we try to cook as much as we can. Obviously, we still eat out sometimes, but like both me and Miss Yoju, as you saw before, we're pretty simple people. So I think that helps. As in, like my only vice or spending is keyboards. And maybe like a new computer every 4 years. But yeah, my biggest advice would be to number one, I think just acknowledge that perhaps you buy lots of things that you necessarily don't need, or if you really are easily attracted to marketing and then you buy products, it might actually be like you're not being fulfilled in life, like you don't have anything interesting going on outside. Because I think like just being real for a second, sometimes when I'm really struggling with work life balance and I don't have much time for the gym, I do see myself like spending more on dumb shit I don't need. So I think just being like aware of that and trying to find fulfillment and dopamine, because look, we're humans, we love dopamine, but if you can find sources which are outside of consumerism, that's probably good. Um, and I think yeah, just like don't go into debt over heavy rectangles. It's not that serious, bro. Because I know credit card debt is like vicious. Like it's like what 20% interest rates. Shit's crazy. Um, and yeah, I think just like fixing yourself up and also having like a rule where you sleep on it for like a night or two and say, do I really need it? Do I really need it? If I didn't do that, I would have recently bought a Matrix 1.2 OG. I would have bought a
Mm.
plus 84. So that would have been like $1,000 Australian, but I really thought about it. Do I need it? And not really. So that's fine. Yeah. So I think in summary, I think just addressing your life fulfillment and also just having some understanding about how debt can really like fuck you up in the long term.
Yeah. Oh, that's a beautiful answer because I used to suffer through that and like you said, I never put the 2 and 2 together. Maybe it's mental health or emotional health or actual physical health, feeling like I don't have anything and then just deciding to buy and get that dopamine rush. It does happen.
Mm,
And hey, if you can buy a lot of shit and you're financially responsible, kudos to you, right?
mm,
That's fine. I mean, you do you. We're just 2 adults with our own preferences, our own opinions, but
mm,
oh man, it's tough. I wanna say that, and I'm sure you'll say the same thing, that there are other aspects to the hobby that also give you that dopamine, not in terms of buying, but the community, right?
mhm.
For the most part, even if it's just online, just hanging with friends, right? It's fucking awesome. Without the community or the interactions, do you think you would have stayed in the hobby for as
No,
long as you have? Yeah.
definitely not. I think I would have just bought like my first F1 and then it got to that point and then just like fucking left. But I think like finding, little communities and being able to talk about just that part or, even going to small meetups and hang out with them, 2 or 3 times a year. I think that's like it's a nice blessing because, I think as you get older, you got less time for friends, but it's nice to just have a completely random group of friends who you talk to about one thing or, a few things, as all good keyboard friends go to. But it's nice just have, friends, no strings attached. Don't need to worry about all that fucking, gossiping and bitching and all that, which I
Yeah.
think plagues our society. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It,
Well,
it's
hey,
like it's
man.
like really wholesome. I think really wholesome.
Yeah. my question to you, before we get to the good keyboard friend of the week, what has keyboards or the keyboard community done for you? You can go as deep as you want. You can say whatever, man. I know it's a
I th-
thought-provoking question.
Yeah, no, I definitely acknowledge that without keyboards being in my life, I wouldn't be good keyboard friends with you. I wouldn't be talking here right now, which I'm really enjoying actually. And fuck, the hours flown past really fast actually, which is kind of scary. But yeah, I think just being able to express myself online, and I think just having a platform to express myself is really nice, and just talk shit online, and just bond over like a common hobby. But without keyboards being my hobby outside the gym or like going for like nice long walks, I'm not sure what I've been doing. But I'm glad it's keyboards at this point in my life. It's probably not gonna last forever, so just cherish it. Because
Dude, that's fuck.
I'm sure in 10 years there'll be some chip that connects our brain to the computer, and there won't be any bloody keyboards or mouses anymore.
Yeah. Oh, that's so powerful. Thank you for saying it, because it's true. When we're caught up in something, and it's fun and we're enjoying it, we do sometimes forget to stop and smell the roses. I've had that so many times with college roommates, with other hobbies. Yeah, man. Oh.
What other hobbies are you into besides keyboards?
I think my very first hobby that I've still had now is basically gaming. Um, my dad was a software engineer, so we always used to have a computer at home. He likes to build keyboards as well, build computers as well. So gaming. Um, when I was about 12 or 13, I got into exercise. So exercise is also a huge hobby. Um, Dude, I think besides that, I have other things. I like to be active and play sports and things like that. But I think my mainstays have been gaming, exercise, just spend time with friends and family. Yeah, the big three. I
What
guess
was your
keyboards.
what was your first video game that you played,
Ooh,
or that you recall, since you would have been
yeah.
very very young?
I'll answer it in two parts. I remember playing Tonka on PC, the construction game, and Disney Kitchen, where you had Mickey and Minnie Mouse, and you were making pancakes and food. Yes, you know.
No, I'm
Oh,
just making the Mickey Mouse sound. I always do.
gosh, that's goofy. But I remember very vividly when my dad bought me a PlayStation, and we were not rich. And my dad, being the software guy he was, he modded the PlayStation so we could play bootleg video games. We would get it from Blockbuster. We'd rent it. He'd do his thing. He'd burn the disc onto another disc, and I could play those games. So even though we didn't have much money, for every birthday or something, he'd give me a game. I remember Crash Bandicoot, some sports games, but most of the PS1 classics were my jam, and I always cherished that. I still have it down there, my PS1, the modded PS1.
Does it still work?
So it's still. I haven't tried it for a while, but
Yeah.
maybe it still works. Maybe 2 years ago I tried. Yeah.
Okay, so it should still work. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
thankfully, the statute of limitations exists in America. Otherwise,
Oh, man.
some sleeper cell would have been activated to see your ass.
Dude, Riverside's the audience won't know this because of my editing, but Riverside's been trying to end us. Sometimes it kicks Yoju out and there's no camera. It just kicked me out, but they're
They're
watching.
canceling Asians, man. It's Riverside's got it against us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What about you, man?
I remember my first PS2 game, because PS2 was my first console. Well, also to in the first year, my dad didn't want to buy any new games because he just bought that expensive ass console. So there was a demo disc of all the games you could play that the PlayStation people would give to you. I would play WWE, and then you could fight for 5 minutes, and then it would kick you out. So I'll just keep playing that. I'll play the Kane and Big Show.
Ooh, yeah. Hell yeah.
And speaking of which, I think Kane looks pretty similar to Darth Maul with the red paint. Unless I'm thinking about the wrong person.
You're right. With his mask. Yeah, the Kane mask.
Okay, no. Looking back,
No?
it's not even close. But
What?
back then, that's what I think.
Okay.
Well, his mask is just red. There's no black. Whereas Darth Maul is black and red. And then my first PC game was Age of Mythology. Like kind of like Age of Empires, but like Greek version. That was funny because I think it was so intense that it bricked my sister's computer, like these old white shit boxes. I remember her getting like a bamboo stick and fucking hitting me. Like so hard. Typical Asian experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. But no, that those were my jams. And then eventually I got into Ratchet and Clank, Gran Turismo, Predator, Concrete Jungle. That was pretty good. Very gory.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Predator game back then. Not sure why I bought it. It was definitely I-18. Very gory. And then just PC gaming from then on. But nowadays I feel like sometimes work's so intense that I just don't have the capacity for video game at the end of the day. I just want to stare at a wall for like 5 minutes and just have peace and quiet.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not a cry for help. But and then just talk some shit on keyboard Discord for like half an hour and then just call it.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah.
I was struggling with that too. I still am struggling with it because I have a sedentary job. I have a desk job. And the last thing I want to do after sitting 10 hours in my chair is to sit longer to play video games. You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
I'm hoping these 2 weeks over Christmas I can get some gaming in, like, on the days between family stuff, because family comes first. It'd be nice to like play some. I think right now I want to get through Cyberpunk, the DLC.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I can't play Cyberpunk because my computer is not good enough. Even though Cyberpunk is kind of an old game. So
I know the requirements are so high. So high.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Before we get to the good keyboard. Go ahead.
Thankfully, you don't need a good computer to play RuneScape. You can run that shit on like a fucking 2005 laptop. So
what's the meme? We're playing a children's medieval point and click simulator or whatever it is.
At 100 beats per minute.
Yeah. Every tech, dude. Now I think that's why we love it. I mean, that's the floor is, it's easy to get, but you can go so in depth. I mean, you fucking did the Inferno, man. Like, holy fuck, dude. Yeah.
It's a pretty timeless game. I think it will still be around in like 10 or 20 years. Like, games like those will never die.
Yeah. Well, you talk about the holidays. Before we get to the good keyboard friend of the week, what are your holiday plans besides gaming when you can? Anything with family? You and Miss Yoju, are you doing anything?
Family stuff on Boxing Day. I think some hikes. Go to the beach more often because it is very nice in Sydney. I think just get some alone time, like as in just kind of click off and just relax. Nothing too fancy. Oh, and friends messing on New Year's Eve with friends. What about you when it's freezing and snowing?
Man, pretty much the same. So we have a very small, all the extended family. This is maybe sad to say, but the extended family on my dad's side, they've all passed away. They're from Germany, so we don't have anybody in the States. A lot of them passed away. My mom's side, Indonesia. Most of them are Indonesia or passed away. We have, I have an aunt and some cousins in Arizona and an uncle in Utah, but it's too far, so it's just me, my brother, my mom and dad in terms of family. So we'll get together for Christmas and hopefully have some great food and just spend time together. Funnily enough, I guess maybe because when I was a kid, they forced me to do it. Shoveling somehow seems it's like a family bonding thing. I went over to my parents' house and I shoveled the snow with my dad, and it was we suffered together. But I guess when we get older, any time spent with our family, regardless of how good or bad or how difficult it is, it's worthwhile to have, right? You never know when it's your last conversation or your last experience with your family. So
Yeah.
yeah,
As annoying, not annoying, but sometimes family can get on your nerves. But you always hear the thing where people say, "Oh, I would give like $1 million to talk to my father again, or my mother." So yeah, it's always nice to have those Christmases where you just you got nothing else the next day. You can just relax, be a bum with each other, just fucking eat food and talk shit. It's amazing, yeah.
yeah,
But I'm quite envious of you because it seems that you do have snowy Christmases every year.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whereas for me, the closest I ever got to a snowy Christmas was going to Japan at the start of December when it was snowing. But we didn't stay there for Christmas, but like it was magical. Um, but I think the grass is always greener on the other side. Would you rather a 35-degree day on Christmas with the sun out in full force, or would you rather snowing, got a shovel, got to stay indoors?
Yours.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
We'll trade buddies this Christmas. So
Hell yeah, dude!
hell yeah.
I'm gonna go into the mirror. I'm gonna start flexing. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, because like I think I do want a snowy Christmas. It seems magical. Like it reminds me of like
Yeah.
all those I don't know, childhood movies you watched growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Home and Away as well. No, Home Alone. Home Alone.
Home Alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is true. It is true. When in the States when I was younger, that was also the time where a lot of people came back from college, and you would see the old familiar faces from high school and your friends again. Um, I think the time of year is at least for me, it's very like having time with your friends and family as more than any other time of year, because a lot of people are coming back or they're taking vacation around this time, right? So a lot of togetherness.
Yeah. I'm I'm not a big fan of traveling during Christmas because I think like number one, it's overpriced because
Yeah.
the demand is there. But also number two, it's just nicer being like in your home, and just
Yeah.
experience that. Yeah. But maybe I just like Australia too much. I'm not entirely sure.
No, no. Home is home for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, and hey, you're always at home if you have good keyboard friends.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yoju?
You can stay
Yeah.
entertained.
I love the good keyboard friend of the week because it shouts out people either from the guests or from us or from the audience that have done something positive in our lives. And it's that time of the episode again before Riverside tries to shut us down. If you, the audience, the watchers and the listeners, want us to shout out a good keyboard friend at the end of every episode, go to hugemeatbox.com.
Huge meat box.
Yoju's OnlyFans is the first link, so to go to the next link. It's a Google form. You put in who the person is, what your name is, and why they're a good keyboard friend. You can make up names. You don't have to dox yourself. But at the end of every episode, we'll shout them out. So I'll go first, and then I'll hand it off to Yoju for his good keyboard friend of the week, or multiple. You can have multiple. I'm gonna risk it and open another browser. Oh man, don't crash! Don't crash!
Oh, does Riverside crash when you open a browser? Like a new tab?
I think it might be my computer, and it also might be Riverside.
No, I think it's Riverside. No.
Okay. Well, I'll read this quickly. So the person who sent in the nomination, his name is Keypothecary, someone that we've talked about who has sent good keyboard friend nominations. Keypothecary is nominating Spooky. So Keypothecary says, not enough has been said about Spooky and his contributions to the keyboard hobby. At times, he is the unsung hero of a few fun projects coming to light. He is also a wonderful friend, going above and beyond to share his collection or even mastermind a few October projects. He is a based individual who knows what he likes, and he isn't shy to call out the haters and drama kings or queens. I hope that he is able to find success with his own upcoming projects. I look forward to supporting him because he is my good keyboard friend. Thank you, Spooky. Awesome. Thank you, Spooky. Thank you.
Is Spooky in Australia?
He is Canadian. He's in
Okay,
Canada.
because I also have a good keyboard friend, but his name is Spooky too. But he's in Australia.
Shit.
That is weird.
Oh my god. Well, tell us more about Spooky and anybody else you want to shout out. That's crazy.
I got two good keyboard friends to shout out from Australia. Number one would be Jared. So that's his Discord name, but he didn't want to shout out. But I think he's just like a really good lad. He's definitely a keyboard whale. So he's got a lot of good shit like an OTD 456 GT, like the OG one. Yeah, so he's got a lot of stuff and he's very knowledgeable, but he's not really elitist. He'll like, talk to you about whatever you want and he won't judge you for whatever like switches you want or keycaps. So I think just having that kind of like community figure in the Australian or Sydney side, Sydney scene is really nice. So just thought I'd shout him out. By the way, he's also designing, and it's really funny because he's a fucking engineer as well. And then 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, I had a really dumb idea, and actually, I think you might want to blow this out, just for my sake. But between you and I, just so you know, he wants to do DCS. No, I wanted to do DCS, where it's like a like keycap set. But yeah, please blurt out that fucking name of the keycap set because that's not happening.
Yeah.
And then him being an engineer, he just downloaded Blender or paid for it, like $60-$70.
Yeah.
And then now he's doing DCS, Pink, Dolce, and Mint Dolce. So I'll send you some photos actually. Afterward. Maybe don't put on the podcast just for your professional or just for your curious interest. But he's planning to do like small runs in Australia, just for the lads and ladettes who want some DCS. But he's a super great guy. Like he just loves keyboards. And he's super fun, super nice to talk to. So that's my first shout out. Great keyboard fan, fantastic. And also he never gets angry. So I've seen him mad once. So when he's angry, that person really fucked up. And the number two would actually be Spooky or Scooft. So Scooft actually, yeah. He's just like another big whale in Australia, but they're like super sweet people. I've mostly talked to him in the past few months. But I would say like he's really knowledgeable as well. And he just gives really good advice on, is this good? That's shit. That's good. And yeah, I kind of just like listen to him at the end of the day because he's been through it all. So, always happy to hear advice and yeah, be humble.
Fuck yeah. Thank you, Australian Spooky. You said Scooped as well? Scooped?
Yeah, so I don't know how the fuck Discord works anymore. Like you have two names. His like banner name is like Spooky, but then his Discord ID is Scooft. So yeah.
Okay. Well,
But
thank you,
Spooky.
Aussie Spooky. Yeah. Aussie Spooky, aka Scoofed, Jared, and Canadian Spooky. Thank you for being good keyboard friends. I want to say, Yoju, I want to give you some kudos as well before we end it. Ladies and gentlemen, and this is not a dig for you, just FYI. You don't have to be like a Black Simon or like a Teehee types, Tehut types. Insert big name here to have a good keyboard friend or like to have somebody on the podcast to talk with. I mean, Yoju is so fucking awesome. You've heard it, audience. ladies and gentlemen. You've heard in this hour and a half how he's such a base individual. He's so awesome, so humble, willing to help, willing to shoot the shit, and most importantly, just willing to hang out with us for an hour and a half. And at the end of the day, that's the best thing you can do. You can just spend time with people that you enjoy and just have a ball. We're on the same community. We're all enjoying the same community. We may have our different preferences, but we all love the keyboards in the end, and we love a keyboard community. So try and be positive. Try and spend time with your friends. Hour and a half. Chat with them. And, I'm very appreciative of you, Yoju. This is fucking awesome. I can't wait to have you on again. I can't wait to have Moods on again. You're fucking awesome, man. Thank you so much.
No, and the feeling's completely mutual. I know it's like what 11 right now. It's almost 1 a.m. probably where you are. So thanks for making the time. I know everyone wants their rest, especially when you're working a full-time job. But no, thanks for making the time for me. And I know we only started talking like a few months ago, but it feels like I've known you for a lot longer, dude. And like I literally remember our first message. I was scrolling up. I was like, fucking, what did I say? Hi, Hubert. It's me, Yoju. I saw that Moods gave me a shout out on the podcast. I also enjoy your 3-hour sound tests in your videos on YouTube. By the way, my first impression of you, I'm like, who the fuck is this crazy motherfucker doing 3-hour sound tests? Like, what the actual fuck? I'm like, absolute crazy lad. And I'm like, would you like to be friends? Smiley face. Yo, obviously. Yeah. So like, I think Hubert's genuinely a fucking sick dude. Like, you're very nice, super sweet. So yeah, like, it's really cool to have like a fucking 3-hour sound test guy being so receptive to like, some random like me. So I think that's what I love about the hobby. Like, there's lots of good people in there and you can just talk. Like, no one's really up their ass about anything, which, unfortunately, is sometimes very, very, very opposite in society. So I think that's what I love about the hobby, just having sick people to talk to and shoot the shit with. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Don't look at my recent videos. They're like 9 hours long.
Are they actually?
When I say, yeah. But when I say recent, I'm like, fuck it. I thought I tried to figure out if there was a time limit to YouTube videos. I think it's 12 hours. So we'll get there.
Can I ask you,
Yeah.
do you just sit there and type a monkey type, or do you actually like do work and just record yourself?
Sit on monkey type.
Holy shit. That's fucking crazy, dude. That's fucking crazy.
No one's ever brought it up, and I won't. I don't want to take any more. Like, this is you or your time to shine. But my thought process was, bro, I'm just fucking gonna do it because I don't give a fuck. I may not be the smartest person, but I'm like, I'm committed. I'm gonna do 12-hour sound tests because it's fucking stupid, and that's what I do, dude. That's what I do. The same, like 300 words every single time, just tapping along.
I'm
just because
I'm shell shocked. That's like crazy amount of commitment. Yeah. That's crazy.
I'm stupid. I'm Hubert the man. I'm the mad guy.
You're definitely mad. I will say that.
Fuck.
But thanks so much for your time, man. It was an absolute pleasure being here. And yeah, hope to come back in the future. It was sick.
Absolutely. And we'll grab Moods. Moods couldn't make it, but hey, we'll get the origin story of Yoju and Moods the next time. But
with the Bella Claw.
Bro. On behalf of myself, Yoju, Black Simon, James and Tagus, thanks everybody, and we'll talk to you next time. Goodbye. Oh my god.
Bye.